Hello everybody, welcome back to Mark's Beer Reviews. Today, I haven't got a beer review for you. Oh, you know, that sound effect or whatever. I've got a bit of a conversation and I want you to get involved with this in the comments. I'd be really interested to hear your take on this. And it concerns these beers. The North-South collaboration projects from Tesco's. I'm sure most of you would have had them by now. I know they've done the rounds on Instagram pretty heavily about 2 weeks ago. And yeah, I think they need to be talked about in terms of where they fit in the industry and how they, in my view, are potentially not dangerous. That's the wrong word. Short-term damaging, I'm probably going to go with, to the bottle shops. The independent bottle shops that, I mean, my mate Lawrence owns one, twistedhops.co.uk, MBR10, 10% discount, basket's over 30 quid. But yeah, your bottle shops that are just owned by good, honest, hard-working people that love the industry. They always love the industry. I mean, you go into any bottle shop, if it's not online, and they will talk the ears off of you. If you're willing to listen, you're willing to engage, you'll be in there for 25-30 minutes just chatting beer. It happened to me at Two Brews in Colchester. The guy in there, I can't remember his name, it was either John or Paul. I'm sorry, I'm useless. What a guy. It was just before the Verdant Putty release, so a lot of the chat was around Verdant Putty, but yeah, we had some chats. I know he knows the guys at Ampersand, my local brewery, and all the rest of it. Just a bloody good bloke, good hard working bloke with a great shop in Colchester, pretty reasonably priced as well, I will say. But yeah, it's kind of a discussion on how these beers fit in the industry. Because I mean, this is. I mean, Tesco's have absolutely moved it up a gear, getting some of these breweries on the shelf. But let's talk about the breweries concerned. Obviously, we'll talk about we'll talk about the South beer first. The South beer was a beer brewed by Numbers, and it was a collab with Staggeringly Good, who are down in Portsmouth, and Yonder, who are down in Somerset near Cheddar. And I actually went to the Yonder tap room. I say tap room, it was more of a shipping container. A really cool setup with some nice outdoor benches and stuff like that. And randomly a guy that sold the most amazing deep fried macaroni cheese ball things. They were really good. I mean, Brewed by Numbers, we all know them. They've obviously got, I believe they've got their place on the Bermondsey Beer Mile. They brew beers that are on the Tesco's and Sainsbury's shelves, I believe. I don't think there's any. There might be in other supermarkets, but certainly in Tesco's and Sainsbury's. We know that they are kind of commercial craft, which is ironic because I said, can a craft brewery be craft and commercial? Kind of, yeah, they can. I think Brewed by Numbers normally hit a higher level. They're one of the only brewers that do the kind of fit the craft and commercial bracket well. I think a lot try. Brewdog, Tiny Rebel, Mikela, and Fail. But yeah, Brewed by Numbers normally very much up there. Staggeringly Good. I know a lot of people are raving about Staggeringly Good. This is my first beer kind of from Staggeringly Good. I've never had a Staggeringly Good beer. It's just one that never really jumps out. I mean, they're not in a lot of online bottle shops that I use. I tend to use twistedhops.co.uk mostly if I'm getting them from online bottle shops. And they haven't had them in. But yeah, I've heard great things about Staggeringly Good, and Yonder. I mean, this was a pastry sour. And anyone that's tried Yonder's pastry sours over the past 12 months will know that they are absolutely bang on the money. I mean, I had a 9% Imperial Raspberry, rhubarb Imperial pastry sour. I had a raspberry Imperial pastry sour. I had a gooseberry Imperial pastry sour. I had the gozes. I had loads of stuff from Yonder. I went and bought whatever range. I bought a can of each of what they had in the fridge. Unbelievable beer. Sour beers, if you're into pastry sours and just a sour scene in general, Yonder have to be top of your list. I don't drink a lot of sours. I've had a few sours here and there, but Yonder have been the best without a shadow of a doubt. Yonder's beers are normally quite pricey as well, because they are so good and they take probably a lot of effort to make. So yeah, to see that on a 6% pastry sour on the shelf with Yonder and Staggeringly Good's name on, I was very surprised, if I'm honest, because you're seeing bottle shop brands into supermarkets, and I think if you're getting into your craft beer and you go onto the Yonder website and you get kind of £4.50, £5 plus, up to sort of £8-9 some of them, some of their beers for a full 40 can, you are going to say, you know what, sod that. They've got their name on a beer in Tesco for £3.50. You know, what's the difference, or what, you know, why would I go anywhere else? And it really is the same story for the North stuff. Obviously, you've got Overtone, Northern Monk, and Neon Raptor. Overtone and Neon Raptor, fantastic primarily bottle shop craft brewers. Overtone, I mean, I had that from Overtone. That was a beer called Sabrosa. That was a double IPA. That was insanely good. One of my top 3 beers of 2021. I also had an IPA from them called the Brews recently. That was amazing. I had a stout from them called Raisin. That was amazing. Like top beers. For me, Overtone are going to be one of the breakout breweries of 2022. I think they're really going to be, if they're not already, they're going to be considered like top tier, top 5 or 6 breweries in the UK. Neon Raptor as well on the can, obviously. Fantastic brewer again, primarily bottle shop. But yeah, again, if these breweries were putting double dry hopped IPAs at 7% on their bottle shop websites, they're going to be £5-6 a can. You know, and obviously Northern Monk are on there as well. We know what they can do. We all know about Northern Monk. But if you're, yeah, again, it's the same thing. I mean, if you're looking at their websites, you're going to say, no, I'm going to go and get this. Which is great news for Tesco's, but it's not great news for your independent bottle shops that are run by passionate guys, hard-working guys, that really try and keep their prices down to be competitive, because there's so many bottle shops out there at the moment. They know they have to be reasonably priced to be competitive. So that's kind of like a bit of, is it a concern? I suppose it is a concern. But the one thing in my opinion, that I'd like to kind of stress actually is that was all right. I thought that was very good. I said at the time, is that the best supermarket beer? Quite possibly, and yeah, I still believe in that. That was pretty decent, I will say. Like I say, don't tend to drink a lot of sour beers really. So I probably, if that was amazing, I probably just didn't have the palate or the interest in it to really enjoy it to its fullest. But I want to stress to you now, if you're watching this and you're kind of new into the craft beer scene or haven't ever bought from a bottle shop before, I mean, I remember the first time I bought from a bottle shop, it was actually quite nerve-wracking. There was 30 beers on there, they're all quite highly priced, and you think, where the hell, compared to supermarket beers, and you think, where the hell am I going to go with this? Don't be convinced back to the supermarket shelves, because the names that you see on the bottle shop are on the supermarket shelf too. That's one thing I would say. I mean, Overtone's beers are like 10 out of 10 beers generally, top level beers, and that was well short in quality just for what it was compared to that. I mean, this beer yet again. I mean, in terms of session IPAs, 4.8% Night Drive Radio by Neon Raptor, probably one of the best session IPAs I've ever had. Same with Yonder, can't talk about Staggeringly Good. Same with Yonder and Brew by Numbers. I've had some of their bottle shop stuff. Yonder, I mean, the quality's up there, and they really have had to drop the level because of the pricing restraints by the supermarkets. They've really had to drop their level to get beers on the shelves for £3.50. I will absolutely encourage you, if you tasted these beers and you enjoyed them, and you haven't bought from a bottle shop, get to your bottle shop, spend an extra 50p, maybe to £1 a can, if you can do that, and taste absolute quality. Like, because these were good, but they aren't absolute quality. They're absolute quality in the supermarket world, but they are poles apart in terms of top bottle shop beer. Now, if you're thinking, well, what bottle shop do I use? There's loads of them. There are loads of them. I'm saying it because he's a friend of mine, and I believe his beers are very, very well priced. Head over to twistedhops.co.uk. Pick yourself 7 or 8 beers that'll probably touch around the £30 mark, probably a bit over. Use discount code MBR10. That'll get you 10% off. So your kind of risks a bit mitigated by the risk of kind of maybe not liking them is mitigated by having you 10% off. And just go and try your local, or go and try a bottle shop. Because 9 times out of 10, as long as they're not, I mean, I'm not going to mention them. There's some huge bottle shops online. Twisted Hops is literally run by my mate Lawrence out of his utility room and garage. And some of his beers are absolutely insane. I think he's got Verdant, Left-Handed Giant in there at the moment. Colonel. He probably got a bit of Overtone left as well. But get to your bottle shops. If you enjoyed these beers and your mind was blown, get to your bottle shops because your mind will be blown again, undoubtedly. Yes, they're good, but don't think they're the pinnacle of beer because they are a long way off of it, let me tell you. Pricing wise, can't argue with it. £3.50 for these beers, can't argue with it. Like price wise, accessible craft beer, absolute 10 out of 10, can't complain at all. But just don't think that because you see Overtone and Neon Raptor and Yonder and Staggeringly Good on the Tesco shelf that quality's come to the supermarket shelf. It really hasn't. They have dropped their standards massively to get these beers on the supermarket shelf. Yeah, go and support your local bottle shops, guys. I really encourage it. And some of the stuff on there will absolutely blow your mind, believe me. Right, there we go, just a little bit of a chat. Get in the comments, if you shop at your local bottle shop, let me know which one you do because I'll be interested in finding out a few more. And if you don't, like I say, if you go down in the description, Twisted Hops link will be there. That's a great place to start. And go and explore because Twisted Hops don't stock the whole range of craft beer. No bottle shop does. So really, get around the local bottle shops and have a little look. Drunken Duckling Drinks Emporium up in Stockton on Tees. I think MBR15 is the code up there for 15% off. He specialises in beers specifically from the northeast. There's a world of beer out there to go and explore and discover. Just don't think that this is the pinnacle of beer because it really, really isn't, guys. Thanks very much for watching. Just a bit of a conversation. And if you want to have a chat with me privately, message me on Instagram, marks.beer.reviews. I'd be really interested to hear from you. I reply to all my comments and my messages, comments on YouTube, messages on Instagram. I reply to them all. So yeah, just hit me up and we'll have a little chat. And if you want any recommendations or pointers or anything like that, or just a discussion, I'm here for you. Take care, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.